There is a darkness most men never learn to name. A force so ancient, so embedded in the soul of mankind, that it doesn't speak in words. It whispers in words. Carl Jung warned you, when a man does not know his own unconscious, he is not the master of his fate. He is the puppet of what he refuses to confront. Some women are not who they appear to be, and neither are you. The truth is, not all women seek to nurture, elevate, or love. Some are manifestations of a deeper archetype, the devouring mother, the shadow anima, the siren cloaked in softness, but forged in manipulation. And if a man is unconscious, if he remains asleep to his wounds, he will be seduced not by her beauty, presence remains, but by the reflection of his own brokenness in her eyes. This is not a message of hate. This is not a declaration of war between the sexes. This is a reckoning. A confrontation with the feminine shadow, because only through the fire of confrontation does a man rise from boyhood to sovereignty. When Jung spoke of the anima, the feminine within every man, he warned of its two faces, the muse and the manipulator, remains, the healer and the destroyer. The woman you choose reflects the part of yourself you have yet to master. If you are lost, she will lead you deeper into the abyss. But if you are whole, she will rise with you. Men fall in love with what they lack. Presence remains. They are drawn to women who mirror their mother, especially the mother they could never please. And so they chase chaos, not love. They mistake intensity for intimacy. They mistake drama for destiny. They call it passion, but it's just pain with perfume on. If you do not face your own mother wound, you will keep falling for the woman who reopens it. Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, presence remains. It will direct your life, and you will call it fate. This is the hidden force behind every toxic relationship that consumes a man's soul. It is not her fault alone. It is your blindness, your emotional amnesia. Presence remains. Your refusal to see what she truly is, because it's easier to be controlled than to be alone, remains. There are women who feed off the emotional dependency of men, not because they are evil, but because they are fractured, raised in worlds where control was their survival, trained in silence to weaponize attention, affection, and absence. Presence remains. And the man who needs love more than he needs truth will always be their prey. That is the shocking dark truth Jung warned us about, that the psyche does not crave joy, it craves familiarity. Even if that familiarity is destruction, presence remains. You think you're choosing her. You're not. Your wounds are. Your shadow is. This is the greatest lie sold to men, that if you give more, love harder, remains. Stay loyal through her storms, she will eventually become the woman you imagined. But that illusion is the bait. And it leads not to love, to psychological death. Every man must make a sacred decision to choose truth over desire, to see her not as fantasy, but as mirror. What does her chaos say about your boundaries? What does her silence say about your fear of rejection? What does her manipulation say about your lack of self-worth? The woman who plays games is not the problem. The man who keeps playing along is. You must understand, some women do not want love. They want power. Not in the political sense, but in the spiritual. They want to see if they can own your mind, bend your will, break your discipline. Presence remains. And the more you lose yourself in the name of being a good man, the more she feeds on the death of your identity. This is the anima possessed by shadow. Presence remains. And if you are not rooted in purpose, if you do not know who you are without her, you will become a shell wearing a smile. You will abandon your mission to fix someone who was never yours to save. Jung taught that the path to individuation, the true awakening of a man, begins when he withdraws his projections from women, when he stops worshipping the goddess and starts reclaiming the warrior. She is not your salvation. She is your test. Remains. You are not here to be consumed by her storms. You are here to be forged by them, to see her chaos and still choose clarity, to witness her withdrawal and still stand grounded, to watch her games and refuse to play. When a man transcends the need for validation, remains, he becomes dangerous, not to others, but to the systems that seek to control him. And one of those systems is internal, mains. Because the most manipulative woman is not out there. She is the one you've internalized. The voice that says you're only worthy if she loves you. Guilt that says walking away is betrayal. The fear that says you'll never find another. That is not love. That is bondage. And Jung said it clearly. Prince remains. Every neurosis is a substitute for legitimate suffering. You must suffer the grief of letting go, or you will suffer the slow death of staying blind. Presence remains. The woman you stay without a fear becomes your prison, and the man you become by staying is not a man. Presence remains. He is a puppet with his own strings in someone else's hands. But let me tell you something. The moment you choose solitude over slavery, clarity over chaos, self-respect over seduction, you are no longer a boy looking for love. You are a man building a kingdom. Remains. Not every woman deserves access to your empire. Not every hand that reaches for you is there to lift you. Some are there to pull you back into the pit you climbed out of. The feminine shadow is real. It is not a conspiracy. It is psychological reality. Remains. And when you know this, when you see this, you stop blaming. You start becoming. Most men are never taught this. They are taught to chase, to please, to provide. But they are never taught to discern. This remains. They are trained to believe that love must be earned, even if it costs them their soul. Love that demands the death of your essence is not love. It is enslavement wrapped in sentiment. Presence remains. You want to know the real reason you feel hollow in her presence. It's not because you're weak. It's because your intuition is screaming. Presence remains. But like most men raised to be nice instead of strong, you've learned to silence that voice. You confuse suppression with peace. Peace is not the absence of conflict. It is the presence of truth. And your truth is this: if she does not honor your presence, she should not be allowed into your future. If she uses affection as a weapon, you are not her partner. You are her pawn. Presence remains. And if you tolerate disrespect in the name of love, you are not a lover. You are a hostage. Carl Jung knew the cost of ignoring the unconscious. Remains. He saw how men would rather lie to themselves than face their inner chaos. He understood the woman who manipulates is a symbol, a mirror reflecting the places in your soul that still bleed. Some women do not come into your life to build. They come to reveal, to show you what wounds remain unhealed, to expose the cracks in your foundation, and if you are wise, you will not hate her for it. You will thank her and walk away, because some women are not meant to be loved, they are meant to awaken. Let me say that again, because it will shatter your illusions. Some women are not meant to be loved. They are meant to awaken. Awakening is not romance. Awakening is pain. It is the death of your delusions. It is the crumbling of the false self. Presence. It is the moment you realize that love is not suffering disguised as loyalty. You were not born to be broken trying to heal someone else. Mains. You were born to become sovereign. A man who does not seek permission to exist. A man who does not need chaos to feel alive. A man who does not confuse addiction for connection. There is power in walking away. Not in anger. Not in resentment. But in clarity. Presence remains. Because the man who knows his worth does not beg for attention. He commands respect. And that is the man the world fears. Is the man she cannot control. That is the man who sees through the games and chooses growth. Now hear this, and hear it well. Presence remains. Your future is not tied to anyone who demands the death of your dignity. Your destiny does not depend on someone who fears your strength. Presence remains. And your peace will never be found in the hands of a woman who profits from your confusion. You want to change your life. Remains. You want to stop repeating the same cycles. You want to break free from the grip of women who drain you instead of build you. Then face your shadow. Confront your inner mother wound. Withdraw your projections and rise. Because once you do that, you will stop chasing women who do not see you. Ruiz. You will stop lowering your standards to be chosen. You will stop accepting breadcrumbs in place of love. And you will start building. building a life rooted in purpose, building a mind rooted in clarity, building a heart that does not bleed for attention, but beats with conviction. Jung said that every man must integrate his anima to become whole. But integration is not surrender. Integration is mastery, remains. You must learn to discern the sacred feminine from the shadow feminine. Presence remains. You must recognize the difference between the woman who nurtures and the woman who consumes. One brings you closer to God, the other drags you back to your trauma. And it is your job, not hers, to know which is which. This is the test. This is the threshold. Presence remains. And on the other side is your rebirth. Because when you stop seeking a mother in every woman you meet, remains. You become a father to the man you were always meant to be. You stop begging to be chosen, and you choose yourself. You stop asking for love, and you become love. You stop fearing abandonment, and you become unshakable. This is what Jung meant when he said that individuation is the highest goal of the human experience. Not fame, not sex, not success, but integration means to no longer be ruled by your unconscious drives, to no longer be seduced by the sirens of your childhood pain. Remains to no longer give your power away to someone who only sees your potential as something to exploit. You must become so grounded in your purpose, so connected to your truth, that even the most beautiful chaos cannot move you, because she will try. Oh yes, she will. Remains. The shadow feminine does not give up easily. She will show up with everything you've ever wanted. Affection, mystery, validation, intensity. But it will be a trap, a test of your growth, because the old you would have fallen. The wounded boy in you would have surrendered. The man you've become. He knows. He knows that his mission matters more than her mood, that his peace is more valuable than her praise, that his soul is not up for negotiation. And when she sees that, when she sees that her tactics no longer work, she will either rise with you or fall away. Either way, you win. Because you did not come here to be consumed. You came here to create, to conquer, to awaken, and to love, not from need, but from power. This is your rebirth. This is your reckoning. This is your return to self. Presence remains, and the man who returns to himself cannot be broken by anyone, not even the woman he once thought he couldn't live without.